Well, hi, everybody. This is Chris DeFurio with Keys to the Shop, and welcome to another edition of Shift Break. Today's episode is brought to you by La Marzocco. They have been in business for almost 100 years now, making espresso machines by hand in Florence, Italy. No matter what your style or the capacity that you need the machine to have, or just the way that it operates, if you want something very technologically advanced or something a little bit more manual and analog, they've got something to match your needs. They've been a household name, La Marzocco, in the industry for long before any of us have been around in coffee, and will be for a long time afterwards. I grew up with their machines. I love them, and I think you're going to love them too. So if you're going to scale your cafe, looking for equipment, you're going to start your first coffee shop, you want something you can trust, La Marzocco is the option that I would go with. So go ahead and check them out, lamarzocousa.com, and also email their sales folks at info@lamarzocousa.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by our friends at rattleware.com. Those folks are behind some of the best smallwares that you use, and you might not even know it. And that's the way they like it. They like to be behind the scenes. They like to be the people that are supporting your coffee shop with all of those little things that make a big difference. The smallware doesn't work. A pitcher, a shot glass, a whisk, it doesn't work the right way. It really is frustrating. And that's what motivates them. They don't want you to have to think about that stuff. They just want it to work so you can work. So check them out, rattleware.com. Okay, so let's get into our conversation today about how you're always going to be a small coffee shop, no matter how big you are. Now, the meaning of this is really all about customer perception. And the fact is, even if you have 10 cafes, 20 cafes, 100 cafes, your business is being judged by just that experience that one customer has at one shop, and that is who you are in total. It doesn't matter on paper if they say, oh, they have so many locations. Doesn't matter. What matters is the experience that they have in that one shop. They might not only experience just one shop, maximum, maybe they see 3 or 4 baristas, 5 baristas that they know by name. That's the experience for your whole brand. It's a microcosm, and that repeats itself, and it overlaps customer to customer. Every customer has a different version of your coffee shop in mind, and it's all a small slice of the larger company. So while we're busy thinking about the extent of our kingdom and scaling and looking at the size and the nobility of the pursuit of scaling and growth, the customer is just always going to experience your coffee shop based on their capacity, which as an individual is very limited. So the reputation that you build for yourself will always be built on the small side of things, no matter how big you get. And don't let arrogance find its way into the way you think about your business. The whole too big to fail, even God couldn't sink this ship, Titanic thinking that we might have, because maybe you're making the numbers, but you don't know. Like we've talked about before, numbers are deceptive. They don't mean everything. People might just not want to go to another coffee shop, but they don't necessarily like yours. The story behind the numbers is telling another tale. And for a lot of larger coffee shops, they lose their way when they don't run small, when they don't think about the very, maybe at that level, mundane interactions that they have every single day at all of their stores throughout the various times of the day, times of the week. Every barista represents your brand to every customer. And that, again, think about this. It should motivate you to focus on delivering and executing on the marketing and expectations customers have of your brand, and then some. We're really good at marketing. We're really good at talk about a big game. We do it either explicitly or we do it implicitly with all of our branding and the swag, and we're so cool and we won awards and all this other. Honestly, sometimes it's just a little kind of BSing the customer into believing that what they're getting is great, and we're really gaslighting them into not believing that what they just experienced at that coffee shop that's supposed to be really good actually was really bad, and we don't know about it. Sometimes the larger you get, the harder it is for you to actually know what's happening in your cafes. I mean, this is a cardinal sin of scaling, is that we just decrease our relational intelligence, our emotional intelligence. We don't know what's happening in the cafe, but we know we're growing, and we depend entirely on the numbers to show us that we're healthy, but we're fooling ourselves because we don't know what the experience the customer is having is like. We don't understand from their perspective. We'd like to believe the numbers tell us everything. They do not. They don't. And so you need to get into your cafe and understand, are we delivering at all points in our coffee shop the thing that we say we're going to deliver? We need good coffee. We need great hospitality. We need to train people to have great quality control. We've got to make sure that the place is clean and comfortable and functional. We have to have that communication within our cafe to make sure all of that is happening every day, because the customer, again, no matter how big you get, is always going to think of you as a small coffee shop because they have a small amount of space in their life for a coffee shop and names that they remember of baristas or the location that they go to. So my challenge to you, when you are pursuing scaling, if you're small right now, don't take for granted that this will just magically happen when you scale, that it'll be like the first shop. You got to really work to secure the consistency of the future of spreading that culture. It takes a lot of effort. It takes systems and structure to safeguard that experience into a wider audience. And you have to run small. In other words, you have to increase the amount of quality communication, clarity, and healthy relationships, present authority, and bosses that are there to serve the success of the customer and the staff. This is what it takes. If you're a larger company, now is the time to take stock, take inventory, and be brutally honest with yourself. Do you know what's happening in your cafe? Really, do you? And if the answer is no, then now it's time to invest into immersing yourself in that experience. Let the feeling of, that was awkward, that was hard to see, sink in. Don't swoop in to fix that one instance. It's a systemic problem at this point. It needs to be fixed across your cafes. And this is because the customer sees you as this small business. And you need to respect down to that customer that experience. And when you can guarantee that every customer is going to get that quality experience because you have focused on things down to that singular interaction with Eric, with Sarah, with whoever in the cafe on Wednesday, getting that drink that they typically get, right? That this is the person you're serving. And multiply that times 1,000. And this is who you are. It's your brand. No matter what branding agency you've hired, no matter what you say about yourself online, it's what the customer says about you in their head. That's who you actually are. That is the proof that we are doing a good job or not doing a good job, no matter what size we are. So that's the message today. Let's work small, even if you're large, and pay attention to those details, those small interactions. In aggregate, they create the big picture of who we are, and they secure the future of our coffee shop, actually the future of coffee. So that's all I have for you today, everybody. Thank you so much. If you need coaching and consulting, or if you're just interested and want to talk about it, you can go to keystotheshop.com and click on consulting, or you can just follow the link in the show notes for setting up a free discovery call, and we'll just have a conversation. And I'm grateful that you're here. As always, thank you so much. And I'll see you here next week for another edition of Shift Break from Keys to the Shop.